The latest buzz surrounding Donald Trump's vice presidential selection process will leave you shaking your head in disbelief. The irony is just too much to handle. It's like a bad joke that keeps getting worse. But before we go there, let's talk about his roster of potential running mates. So, according to recent reports, Trump's short list of candidates, including Florida Senator Marco Rubio, North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, and Ohio Senator JD Vance, received comprehensive vetting material. Let's break down the top four, shall we? Doug Burgum made a lackluster impact as a presidential candidate. Still, he made a small comeback, traveling with and endorsing Trump on the campaign trail, and he also supported him through the hush money trial. But remember, just last year, he said he would not engage in business with Trump due to his belief that a person is judged by the company they keep. That's not aging well. And next, Tim Scott, the infamous black Republican who endorsed Trump after struggling with fundraising and debating for himself. Then there's the Trump-Rubio bromance. These two duked it out in the 2016 Republican primary. Trump poked at Rubio's height, and Rubio decided to hit below the belt by talking about Trump's small hands. Fast forward, and the former frenemies are practically besties now, with Rubio endorsing Trump early on in the current primary season. And finally, JD Vance, the once self-identified never-Trumper who stood by the convicted felon's side during the hush money trial. Birds of a feather, right? Sources say Trump campaign officials have also requested information from New York Representative Elise Stefanik, Florida Representative Byron Donalds, Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton, and even Ben Carson. But get this, Trump's team is apparently asking these potential vice presidential candidates about their criminal records. Yeah, you heard me right. The same guy who has been found guilty of 34 felony counts himself is now playing judge and jury for his running mate. JD Vance spilled the beans to Fox News. Let's watch the moment the information was exposed.
We've heard that some of them have been asked to submit documents to be vetted. You're not at that level yet.
Well, so look, they've asked us for a number of things. I think that a number of people have been asked to submit this and that.
Like your taxes or something?
I don't know everything that they've been asked. But yeah, I mean, certainly have you committed a crime? Have you ever lied about this? Certainly you have those conversations, but I think a lot of people were having those conversations. Do you feel like you're at
I mean, the level of hypocrisy here is just mind-blowing. The short conversation really drives home how messed up the whole situation is. The nonchalant manner in which Trump's team appears to be probing into criminal histories of VP contenders is both shocking and absurd. Is that a qualifier or disqualifying question? Is Trump saying there's only room for one convicted felon on his team and he's already claimed that spot? This is like the pot calling the kettle black, except in this case, the pot is covered in soot. Or, hey, maybe Trump is just trying to cover all his bases now that his own legal troubles are catching up to him fast. He could be trying to deflect attention away from his own criminal actions by shining a spotlight on others, maybe. I can't get over how someone with a history of legal troubles is asking others about their criminal past. It raises serious questions about Trump's own compass and ethical standards, especially given his track record of bending rules to suit his own interests, even though he calls himself the law and order president. That doesn't even sound right coming from the mouth of a convicted felon. Trump really lacks self-awareness and transparency. How can someone who has been found guilty of falsifying business records expect others to meet a standard of integrity that he himself has failed to uphold? The double standard does not look good for Trump as an individual, and it also undermines the credibility of his judgment in selecting potential running mates. On the other hand, he may be using the question to find another criminal to add to the already sketchy team. Like Burgum said, you can judge a person by the company they keep, and if someone is the right-hand man to Donald Trump, what does that say about them? Actually, let's get back to that list of potential picks. Let's take a moment and talk about Byron Donalds. This guy has a rap sheet that includes an arrest for marijuana possession and bribery. The marijuana charge was dismissed as part of a pretrial diversion program, and the bribery charge was later expunged. So yeah, he did manage to avoid prison time. But come on, how can we trust someone with that kind of baggage to hold such a critical position in our government? And the fact that they are even considering individuals with shady past while Trump himself is swimming in an ocean of legal troubles is just next level ridiculousness. The entire search is just a mess. I mean, half of Trump's potential running mate list has denounced him at some point or points. We can't say the other ones haven't, they just haven't done so publicly. But now they're all supporting him. It just goes to show how politicians can switch up their allegiances when it suits them best. Rubio's backing of Trump seems like a move to stay relevant and secure his own political future. And then there's JD Vance. Talk about a change of heart. He went from being a vocal critic of Trump to possibly joining forces with him as a running mate. It really makes you wonder about the authenticity of political positions and the pressure to toe the party line. Also, it's quite concerning to see these potential vice presidential candidates support Trump even after his conviction. Their willingness to stand by Trump despite his actions sends a troubling message about the values and principles they prioritize in their pursuit of power. Clearly, their integrity has hit rock bottom, as well as their commitment to uphold the rule of law. By aligning themselves with Trump, these VP hopefuls are risking tarnishing their reputations and credibility because it's clear they are prioritizing loyalty to Trump over accountability and justice. What wrongdoing and unethical behavior will they be willing to overlook in exchange for political gain? Let's remember that picking a vice president isn't some type of game show. It's a big deal, and it will shape the future of the Republican Party, set the course for its agenda, and impact the entire country.